been diagnosed with dysgraphia. He has problems transferring data to paper. He also has a messy handwriting. His hands also hurt when he's writing a lot. He also has a hard time with reading comprehension. So the teacher notices that when they're doing an assignment in class, reading a story, that he will tend, instead to listen to the teacher, he will read on his own and mouth the words. And so we noticed that he has to focus doing that way. So the way the teacher was able to adapt that is either sit him in the end of the class and let him read to himself while they read together, or let him sit out the class. That is one way that we can do stuff. He also has problems in math, so he's in resource. And the interesting thing about this student who's now at 5th grade, he has 143 IQ. Even the above average students have problems with standard curriculum and needs to have instructional adaptation. This means that most students learn differently. We will see why we must adapt their instruction. We went over earlier of how a student can be accommodated in the regular classroom. Now we will discuss the reasons why we should adapt instruction in the classroom. 3 main points are: 1, we are uniquely created by God. Psalm 139:14 states, I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Even Bob the Tomato on VeggieTales states, God made you special and he loves you very much. God did make us different. Should our education fit our uniqueness? Everyone learns differently, because I have some points up here. There are visual learners who need to see, the auditory or oral learners who needs instruction orally. The verbal learners, like we mentioned earlier, about students who need to talk it through themselves, and sound it out. And physical works with their hands, logical, their minds. Social and solitary. We have some students who would rather do something on their own or have a group to help with. The second point is a teacher must not only depend on the designed curriculum, but planned activities that allow students to be successful. And that's written from IDEA. The author of the Differentiated Classroom writes, a teacher stated that, I know I have students who come to me at varying points of readiness for my curriculum. I know I'm losing many of them for confusion or boredom. I could even accept that tapping into students' interests and learning profiles could help them learn more effectively. I can go along with you on much of that. I don't think I can give up my image of the lady in front of the room who runs a tight ship. You're already suggesting that the way I look at the curriculum should change. Surely you're not asking me to reconstruct my image of myself as a teacher too. A long time ago, especially when I first started teaching, I heard teachers state, it's my way or the highway. Well, the highway might be the way to go. If teaching someone something one way does not work, what makes us think that teaching it the second time or the third time is going to work the same? You put a tomato seed in the ground, you're going to get a tomato. You keep putting a tomato seed in the ground, you're going to get a tomato. The last point is, most students can only learn when they take an active role in learning. This is notes I got from my English 102 class at Liberty. It states, the job of the Christian educator is not to force the student into the assimilation of X amount of sterile facts. Rather, the teacher should stimulate thinking that is designed for life. So in other words, we should just not teach facts. We should tell them why, and we should make them think. Learning only comes when a student can receive and apply the information that has been given to him. When this happens, the student will get excited about learning. How can we do this? We can allow the student to come to the board and work a problem. We can ask students questions as if they were teaching. We can let them have collaborative learning. Let them teach each other. Students sometimes learn better from other students, their peers, than they do from us anyway sometimes. And my conclusion, God created us all uniquely. We are all different. We all learn different ways. Should education be the same? Should not education fit our uniqueness? Yes, it can. In other words, one size does not fit all.